Well, good morning. I'm very happy this morning because I have reached the end of week 1 of weighing myself each morning. And I have a little app. This is a very intelligent scale that I have. And I can see the graph on the app, which is really very exciting. I really like it. So the reason why I decided to buy a set of scales, bathroom scales, is because I could feel that my body was responding really positively to taking dairy out of my diet. I could tell what my energy levels were because I took coffee out of my diet. No sweetener, which means anything that is remotely sweet in the food that I'm eating, just naturally sweet, tastes sweeter, so I can appreciate that more. And I don't desire any artificial sweeteners or even natural sweeteners. I don't require the sweet now. So I did all of that a couple of weeks before I decided to start weighing, because I heard myself say, I'm well enough now that I can put myself on a diet. So I am. I put myself on a diet. I also heard myself say, at this point in time, my nervous system isn't trusting me enough to do OMAD. I was having to eat protein in the morning to tell my body everything's good, you can relax, do your thing. And then I would eat a larger meal at lunchtime, and then that would be it. Well, after I was interviewed on Dave Mack's channel, and I had lots of feedback from people who listened to the interview, and I decided I should start my own YouTube channel just to connect with people and put my perspective out there for people to listen to, which is the feedback that I got, and to attract people who need to find me for the coaching, because how else are you going to find me for the coaching? I realized that I'm actually not feeling unsettled in the morning, and I didn't need to eat breakfast, which is great in 2 ways. My nervous system is really happy. That's a bonus. And the second thing is that I could actually save myself at least half an hour of putting food together, eating food, cleaning my teeth afterwards. So that's good for efficiency. I can get more done. I can get out of the house earlier in the day, which my dog really likes, because the first thing we do out of the house is go for a walk for about an hour in the park. And he can run around off lead, and I can work on my walking posture as we walk around, and I can strengthen my joints, which will probably come up in further conversation as we go through with YouTube videos. So I've got some news after the end of week 1. So the changes that I made prior to week 1, the 2 weeks before I started weighing, was that I removed dairy, I removed coffee, and I removed all things sweet. I did that for a couple of weeks before I started weighing. I've been carnivore for about 5, strictly 2.5 years. Prior to that, not so strictly. For the last 6 months, I've not eaten any plants, so no ketovore, gone carnivore. So there's no loss of fluid, water weight in the calculations. So and I'm not worried about that. I just want to set that straight so that when we talk about the loss that's happened of the heaviness of the body, we can think about what the composition of that is according to the context. When you weigh every day, you have a bit of a psychological sometimes interference in how you judge those measurements. And I noticed that when the measurements were showing a small loss, I was quite happy. When the measurements showed not small loss, maybe remain the same or just a little bit more, I mean, we're talking 100 grams, I felt a little disappointed. But after the entire week of weighing each day, and remember, I haven't been weighing for years, and this is why, I realized that whether you sleep well is going to affect whether you hold a bit more fluid, whether your metabolism is working gung-ho. If you're in pain, it can hold you up. All sorts of life contexts can affect how your physical body works for you. And I'm really grateful that I've worked out most of the external contexts and the internal contexts that allow my body to just respond to going from doing 2 meals a day to 1 meal a day. So I skipped the breakfast, went to the park as usual, got jobs done, and had the biggest lunch I could possibly have, and I couldn't always eat it. And I have a video coming that will, or maybe it's been, I'm not sure, when things will get published, but you'll see the plates through the week. If you're interested, you'll see them. This is how I did it for the first week. I did OMAD, first time in a really long time. I've been aiming for it for ages. And I'm grateful that it's working. And I don't feel I don't feel like I'm starving myself. I don't feel like I'm punishing myself. I'm actually quite happy about it all. And I think that's the state that needs to exist. Whether we are changing a food, whether we are changing an activity, whether we're putting one in, taking one out, our emotional response needs to be, I'm good with this. And if you're not good with it, perhaps in my experience, I have discovered that if I'm not emotionally good with something, I am probably in that moment in time doing not quite the right thing for myself. So I take a step back. I know that I want to achieve it, just like I have now with OMAD, and I work towards what is it inside of myself that is coming up against that goal that I want to achieve. So I had a notion in my head, probably from my history, that I need to eat breakfast because I need to settle down my nervous system. I then had a bit of an awakening and realized, I think my nervous system feels quite good. I'm going to skip breakfast, see what happens. And I was very grateful when lunch came and I put it together and I ate my plate's worth of food. And then I, just like usual, didn't eat again until I woke up the next day. I decided, I think I feel good. I'm not going to have breakfast. And I did that 2 days in a row and I thought, I think I might be onto something here. I think my nervous system is quite happy knowing that it will have an enormous plate of food in the middle of the day. And me being a goal setter, in the past week, I have thought about skipping a day and instead of doing 24 hours with one meal, doing 48 hours with one meal. And then I thought about it again and I thought, I'm not quite sure if I'm emotionally ready for that. But
we traveled a road that got a little curly at times, and looking at you used to make me feel all little girly in my mind. And I do wish you could prefer me. So I'd rather believe just a little early. So I'd rather believe, oh, we're not late at all. We're just a little early.
Ready for that. But I have a win. I can do OMAD. I can do OMAD and I can get some really good results on the scale for the first week. My body weight went down. I didn't lose muscle. My muscle percentage went up. My fat percentage came down, which means I didn't lose any muscles. And I lost 2.1 kilograms in body weight in 1 week. And I'll tell you something, this is the only one downside to the whole entire experience. Now I wake up in the morning and I cannot stand my breath because the ketones that are coming out of my system absolutely reek. But you know what? I think that's a pretty good price to pay for the result. I can actually feel 2.1 kilograms lighter. My body feels lighter. Just a few kilograms. And I have a lot of kilograms of weight. But 2.1 has gone back from whence it came. And we're going to do it again this coming week. And then I'm going to talk to you again about what happened. And we'll see. This is my little keeping track of what's going on and how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking about the actual weight going down. And I'm really happy to share it with you. And I'm really happy to encourage anybody else to go on their own journey, to figure it out, work out what's right for you. If you have obesity alone, and that's the only problem, you don't have any other allergies or triggers of food, then you're going to do it one particular way. And if you have lipedema and you have food triggers and you have psychology going on, you're going to do it another way. What matters is that you know that you matter and that whatever way you do, whatever experiments you make, it's your body, it's your life, it's your happiness. And I'm on your side. So anyone who wants coaching on the emotional stuff, that's what I do. And if you don't, that's great too. I'm just really happy to be on this journey and having good gains and being able to share them with you. Ciao for now.